Stop staring down the meat aisle. The most efficient protein on the world isn't packaged in plastic. It does not come from a cow. It also doesn't require acres of pasture or pricey feed. In fact, right now, in the midst of winter, while cattle are freezing and vegetable gardens are buried in snow, this creature is ready to thrive in your kitchen. It feeds on the one item you toss away every morning: coffee grounds. Consider the absurdity of modern eating. 1 pound of beef requires song-pan gallons of water, sip-song pounds of grain, and sip-pat months of waiting. To get 1 pound of delicious winter meat, you'll need a bucket of trash, some water, and 7 days. It has a texture similar to slow-cooked pork. It has no cholesterol and has natural substances that clear your arteries rather than block them. History refers to it as the poor man's steak. I call it the smart man's survival pack. But before you start filling buckets in your kitchen, there's a big catch you should be aware of. This is not simply a vegetable. It's an aggressive biological system. In the winter, when your windows are tightly shut to keep the heat in, this assertiveness might work against you. If you let it develop for only yesipsi hours too long, it creates a silent, unseen storm of particles in the air. In a closed chamber, this organic dust can overwhelm your lungs, resulting in a condition known as mushroom worker's lung. That seems terrible, but don't let fear win. We have been taught to fear nature, but we simply need to comprehend it. The distinction between a health risk and a superfood comes down to a simple visual inspection. I call it the curl rule. By the end of this video, I'll show you how to recognize the curl to keep your air pure, and how to convert your morning caffeine waste into a never-ending supply of winter protein. It is time to meet the oyster mushroom. Welcome to Reclaim Nature. Let's start by dispelling a myth. You have been misled into believing that meat is the only true source of strength, that everything else is really a side dish. But let's look at the biology. When you consume a steak, you are consuming the product of a terribly wasteful process. Cows are biological machines that produce waste. It consumes Gauss-sip% of its food only to stay alive, to keep its body warm, wander about, and moo. Only approximately sip% of the energy it uses is converted into meat on your plate. That is not a good investment for survival. Take a look at the oyster mushroom, Pleurotus austriatus. This isn't a plant. It does not use photosynthesis. According to geneticists, fungi are more closely related to mammals than vegetables. They breathe oxygen and expel carbon dioxide, much like we do. They have chitin cell walls, just like shrimp and lobsters. You are not eating vegetables. You are eating a living form that exists on the outskirts of the animal kingdom, and its efficiency is frighteningly perfect. In the mushroom world, there is a statistic known as biological efficiency. If you give an oyster mushroom 1 pound of dry straw or coffee grounds, it will yield 1 pound of fresh mushrooms. That is a Ning Roy% conversion rate. Some professional growers have even reached Song Roy%. It is a biological alchemy that converts waste to food without losing a single ounce of mass. And how about the quality? Meat provides protein, but it also contains saturated fat and cholesterol. Oyster mushrooms provide a comprehensive protein profile, but they also contain a secret weapon called lavatin. This is a naturally occurring chemical used in prescription medications to decrease cholesterol. So, while a burger clogs your system, this fungus meat actively scrubs it clean. But if this is the ideal food, fast, free, and medicinal, why didn't our forefathers cultivate it everywhere? Why doesn't it appear in every history book? For centuries, people were scared of it. To be fair, they had a cause for being. The majority of crops are divas. Tomatoes require full sun. Peppers require heat. Lettuce requires mild winds. When the first cold arrives, they all perish. The garden closes, but the oyster mushroom is a soldier. In the wild, you can find them clinging to dying trees in late November, occasionally pushing through a dusting of snow. While plants sleep, the oyster mushroom's root system, known as mycelium, is fully active. It eats through the wood from the inside out. Certain strains, such as the blue oyster, favor chilly temperatures. They flourish in temperatures that would kill other fungi. In fact, a chilly shock is frequently the catalyst that prompts them to fruit. The dip in temperature indicates to the organism that winter is approaching. I need to reproduce right now. So, as your neighbors stare at their freezing, barren backyards, you may be gathering blue-gray protein clusters in your garage or unheated basement. However, its durability extends beyond temperature. It's all about diet. Most mushrooms are fussy eaters. The oyster mushroom is considered the goat of the fungus world. It eats everything. In scientific experiments, oyster mycelium was trained to consume cigarette buttocks and soiled diapers. Yes, truly. Could even break up large oil spills. It breaks down complicated poisons and rearranges the molecules into safe edible tissue. But you don't have to feed it trash. You've got something better. Coffee grounds. Caffeine is a natural insecticide. It destroys insects and inhibits plant growth. However, the oyster mushroom is not disturbed. It treats caffeine as an energy drink. It colonizes a bucket of espresso trash quicker than mold can. It's the ultimate urban scavenger. So we have a superfood that grows from garbage, fights cholesterol, and can withstand the cold. Logic suggests that this should be the cheapest and most prevalent food in the supermarket. What do you notice when you stroll into the produce aisle, though? Rows upon rows of those white, round, tasteless button mushrooms, or their brown siblings, cremini and portobello. Why is the button mushroom healthier for you? No, it has fewer proteins and beta-glucans than the oyster. Is it easy to grow? No. Button mushrooms demand composted manure and very particular circumstances. The reason they are everywhere is merely logistical. The button mushroom is a rock. You can chuck it in a crate, bounce it about a truck for nungpan meters, or leave it on a shelf for a week, and it will look the same. It's intended for the supply chain, not your health. Oyster mushrooms are delicate. It has a shelf life of around sisip-bat to jet sip-song hours. Following that, it begins to wilt and lose texture. It cannot withstand the industrial food system. It refuses to become commoditized. Supermarkets despise perishability. Spoilage consumes their margins. So they made a decision. They decided to sell you mushroom-shaped cardboard because it was profitable. They also excluded the mushroom steak from the picture. They conditioned you to believe mushrooms are merely a rubbery pizza topping. They don't want you to know that the real thing, the medicinal, meaty, high-protein powerhouse, can be produced at home for free, completely circumventing their checkout counter. But here's the catch. Skipping the system also means skipping the safety checks. When you introduce such a powerful biological engine into your home, you become the farmer. Farming inside has rules. Remember the spore storm. I warned you about this. Now I'll show you how to set up your coffee bucket farm without using your lungs as a filter. You do not require a laboratory. You require a bucket, some spawn, and a rule. The first step is to sterilize the fuel by design. To sanitize the substrate for mushroom cultivation, a pressure cooker is typically used. However, if you drink coffee, you have a cheat code. When you make coffee, the heating water pasteurizes the grounds for you. The norm is to utilize fresh grounds within yi-sip-si hours following brewing. If you leave them out for a few days, mold will grow first. If you don't drink enough coffee, contact your neighborhood coffee shop. They toss away loads of this black gold every day and would gladly give it to you for free. Step 2. Inoculation using the lasagna method. Take a clean how-gallon bucket and drill quarter-inch holes all around the sides. This is where the mushrooms will burst. Purchase a bag of blue oyster grain spawn online. This is your seed. Now, stack it like lasagna. Layer 1, an inch of moist coffee grinds. Layer 2 includes a sprinkle of mushroom spawn. Repeat until the bucket is filled or you're out of coffee. Put the lid on. Cover the holes with permeable micropore tape or just store it in a clean garbage bag to keep flies out while allowing air in. Step 3. Incubation. Place the bucket somewhere dark and at room temperature for song to som weeks. the white mycelium will circulate through the coffee, transforming the black mess into a solid white block. It is eating. Step 4. Fruiting. Once the bucket is completely white, expose it to fresh air and some light, indirect sunlight. Spray it with water every day. Within days, you'll notice pins and tiny mushrooms poking out of the holes. They will double in size every yesipsi hours. It is bizarre to watch. Now for the important safety rule, the curl. This is when most newbies get wounded. They want the mushrooms to grow large. They wait for the caps to flatten out like pancakes. Wrong. When the cap flattens entirely and turns upward, the mushroom believes its task is accomplished. It opens its gills, releasing billions of spores. This is the spore storm that clogs the lungs and covers the room in white dust. Harvest the mushroom cap when the margin is still slightly curled down. At this point, the mushroom has reached maximum meatiness but has yet to release its spores. Harvesting early is the key to safe indoor farming. No spores, improved texture, and no damage to your lungs. When you harvest the first cluster of blue oysters and fry them in a pan with butter and garlic, you'll know what you've accomplished. You did not go to the store. You did not pay for inflation-priced beef. You transformed a waste product, commonly referred to as trash, into life-saving nutrients. This is the ultimate survival hack. While others compete for the last steak in the freezer section, you are quietly cultivating a renewable feast in the corner of your kitchen. Do not fear the fungi. Instead, respect them, learn the curl, and never buy their bland button mushrooms again. The complementary meat is real and ready for your next cup of coffee. I am the architect of recovered nature. Feed the land, feed yourself, and I will see you at harvest.